Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the iceHQ ice rink here in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, on Warrinjoy Woiwurrung traditional land for the CCM National Women's Tournament in 2023. Surprise, surprise, if you weren't sure what year it was. That's the year I think it is, and that's what we're going to stick with. It's the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who, not that anyone else but me cares. And it is Saturday afternoon, and we are about to watch game 11 of a 15-game series here before finals for the CCM National Women's Tournament. An invitation to anyone who is watching this from any of the states that aren't represented by teams here. This is a sub-elite competition, so anyone who hasn't played or isn't currently in a AWIHL, so that's the Australian Women's Ice Hockey League team, is welcome to form a team and come over here and play. We expect this tournament will again run probably around about this time next year. So get in touch with the iceHQ rink through our socials and have a chat to us and see if we can get you involved in this next season. As you can see, it's a pretty decent tournament. There's a lot of hockey, and everyone is getting their money's worth, aren't they? Brett, my name's Carl Brewer, and Britt Jackson is here with me, and we are bringing it to you tonight. And Britt, I'm sure you would agree that everyone who has paid their money to come over here and play is getting their money's worth.
Oh, they've got a lot of hockey.
A lot of hockey.
A lot of hockey to play here this weekend.
A lot of hockey. The West Australian Quokkas are doing a horseshoe warm-up. And as you can see, during that warm-up, if you look on the video feed, you can see most of them standing around in the corner doing nothing. Now, normally you'd be saying if this was a warm-up, you were trying to optimise the 2 minutes that you've got, that's mostly wasted time. But they've played so much hockey, I don't think anyone wants the time. They're quite happy to stand around in the corner and get a little bit of a rest. The West Australian Ice Quokkas in the black with yellow and white. And the Central Coast Stingrays from Arena in Central Coast, New South Wales in the green. It's going to be an interesting tussle, this one. The two teams 1 and 2 on the ladder. The Stingrays so far undefeated. They have had some close tussles, but they've won everything so far. They won 7-2 against the Melbourne Furies. They won 3-0 against the Galahs, and they won 5-0 against the Adelaide Hidden Gems. So they've had mostly their own way. But the West Australian Quokkas would like to change that and see if they can reverse their fortunes. They won 2-1 against Adelaide, won 7-1 against the Furies, and then just lost 2-0 against the Reds last night. So they'll be pretty keen to get that one back.
And that explains the shooting.
It does.
In the warm-up here.
Shooting on the net, trying to get a few more shots. They got a lot of shots on the net, but they couldn't convert. And that 2-0 loss to the Reds was one that was a game I think they thought they were going to win, and it was pretty close, but they couldn't finish it off. And, we'll get this game underway very shortly. We've been having a little bit of a we can shout louder than you for our warm-up competition. Every little piece of the psychological battle matters, especially now when we've played so much hockey and everyone is so tired. It does make a big difference. So that little shout-off is significant. We're underway.
Botzka wins the face-off for the Stingrays and tipped into the offensive zone by Botzka again. Following it around the net and tied up. Bit of a contest for the puck. Botzka with the puck back around the net, and it's stolen by Clark, who's following it up the boards.
So what we've often seen here is we've seen Vicky Prosek quite often score in the first 30 seconds of a game. She didn't do it last game, but she done it in the one prior to that. She always gets that very rapid early attack. She's very good at it, and something that the Quokkas managed to avoid this time around.
Botzka making a strong impression here. Quite high profile on the puck to start the game. Clark tips it over, a bit of a contest against the boards, and it's in possession of the Quokkas. Goes for just a hesitant shot on net there by McNabb. And it's followed up the ice by Dwyer and Richards. Dwyer into the boards. Puck's loose around the corner there.
A lot of the reasons why that happens is because straight away at the start of the game, the ice is fresh and still just a little bit wet. So it's a little bit more slippery. And especially if you play a lot of inline and not so much ice, that can certainly catch you out.
And the puck is loose in the Stingrays' offensive zone. They're trying to get it out, and the Quokkas are trying to get it out as well. Bartlett with the shot on a little bit wide, going around the back of the net.
Bartlett played an excellent game last night. She was a little bit unfortunate to get a couple of penalties, but she was very effective yesterday in their game against the Reds.
And Cameron strong on the puck here, but manages, just misses it. Owen following the puck around the net and looking for a pass. Passes over to Crawley. Crawley with the puck through the neutral zone, following it up, but she's just come into contact with Zooks there.
Nice layered attack by the Central Coast team. That was Narelle Owen following up the attack and being able to keep the pressure on. Now a 2-on-1 for the Quokkas.
Zooks with the puck. And it just gets tapped over to the boards. Just trying to hit it out, but doesn't quite. There's some good defense on there by the Stingrays there.
Crawley did the great job of shutting down that attack and back-checking on it, denying the opportunity.
Winder with a shot, and it's a good save by Watson.
More pressure. Here comes another shot, but Quokkas back in numbers.
Watson's been having some full body saves today. And Winder going in for the puck in their zone. Yeah, shooting it up the back behind. Oh, and just misses the puck, but manages to keep it on the stick. And it's followed by Dutton and picked up by Leiber
makes the pass, but unfortunately goes across the ice. But they're fortunate to be able to clear it out. The job of fixing that up being done by Richards, who tidies up the mess.
Scene goes for the puck and manages to steal it away from the Stingrays. And it's chipped out. Got the puck loose in the top of the offensive for the Quokkas, but it's stolen back away by Winder, who's following it down the ice. And going for a shot on goal here, and it's stopped by Watson.
So Winder with a good shot there. She's carried the puck mostly coast to coast, been pretty quick throughout the tournament, and obviously very fit, recovering from the earlier games this morning and yesterday evening. So great play there by Winder. She got a good shot on and certainly put a fair bit of pressure on the Quokkas goaltender, Eleanor Watson, having to do a pretty decent job of shutting down the angle and closing off the shot and making sure no goal was scored.
Clark wins the puck drop there.
Bartlett runs into traffic. And uncharacteristically, he is the one who falls over. Normally she wins gravity.
And the Quokkas with possession, hitting it back into the neutral zone. Picked up by Antil there. Antil with the puck between the feet, and then it just gets away from her.
So Bobby making a nice move up the middle there for the Quokkas, trying to get into some space. But, the Central Coast doing a good job of isolating the puck carrier and making sure no good pass was made.
Clark with the puck at the boards. And there's a good fight for it at the boards there.
So Central Coast are undefeated so far. McNabb flings the puck in from a distance and puts it on the net, just slightly off to the side of it, so it doesn't count as a shot. But a little bit of puck mishandling out of defence by the Central Coast allows the Quokkas a little bit more zone time.
Stingrays managed to get possession off a potential shot on goal. And it's picked up by Richards in the neutral zone.
Nice, a smart play there by Richards. She knew her players were offside, so she just delayed a little bit and then put the puck into the zone, and it's managed to sustain some pressure on the Central Coast.
Chased by Clark at the boards, but the Stingrays maintain possession. And we've got a little bit of a breakout.
The Mariners, the Stingrays getting a change. So they're prioritising. It's the right thing to do. They prioritise the change over we always say the change is more important than the rush, and that's what they did. It looked like they may have thrown away an attacking opportunity, but it was more important that they got fresh legs, and that's what they did. So a good, smart play there by the Stingrays.
And Quokkas trying to get the puck into the top high slot of the net, but it manages to get back into the neutral zone by the Stingrays. And Thomas tries to keep it back in. Tapped out by Dwyer, crossing into the offensive zone, and it's picked back up by Crawley, who goes in for a shot, and she is denied by Watson.
Nice work there, Watson. Good save. Got the pads down, closed the 5-hole. And again,
Fast shot from Dutton there.
he's under a lot of pressure there, Watson, but did 2 very good saves to keep the Quokkas in the game.
Owen trying to go for the puck, but it's tapped away and then picked back up by another Stingray.
Crawley doing an excellent job for the Stingrays in creating those opportunities. Pretty good at picking up that loose puck in the top of the neutral zone and getting in, creating attacking opportunities. He's got another chance.
Leiber with the deflect, getting the puck high. And the Stingrays pick it up. We've got Dwyer following it around the board. Tapping it right in front, but there's no one to pick it up. Winder grabbing control of the puck, bringing it back around, but quite a bit of contest here by Cameron. And it's chipped back out.
It was good pressure on Winder by Lauren Smith, just forcing her out wide and not giving her enough room to move. Winder was trying to use the body to protect the puck, but Smythe did a good job of saying, no, that's not happening, my body's in the way. You can't get through here.
And a line change for the Quokkas and the Stingrays. Good possession of the puck there by Parker in the neutral zone. Pretty eager on it there. And the Stingrays tip it back into the neutral zone. And it's tipped by Thomas and back in possession of Winder. Going for a shot on net and it gets deflected off the goalie up high. And just crosses back over the blue line. Quokkas try to take it, but it's stolen back by Dutton. Tipped out by Thomas. We're still in the neutral zone here, just a lot of back and forth.
A lot of tightly contested puck here, I think we're seeing, and we do get a whistle. Not sure if it's for an offside. Looks like it might be. Yep, we've got an offside on that one. So a whistle will pause the games. 0-0 with 6 minutes and change. 5 shots on the net to the Stingrays, 2-1 to the Quokkas, but it doesn't reflect the closeness of the game. No one's really had an advantage yet. There's been a couple of breakaways, but great job in the net so far. Eleanor Watson shutting them down.
McNabb tipping the puck over into their offensive behind the net and trying to follow through, but it's picked up by Stingray. Little contest at the blue line. Can they keep it in? And they just keep it in. Antel keeps it in, tips it, tipping it in. And a shot on net by Clark, but it's swallowed up by Lunt.
Wasn't a bad shot there. It came through a fair bit of traffic. I'm not sure how Lunt managed to see it coming, but she did in the end. Wouldn't have had a lot of notice because it was through a pretty decent sort of a screen. I don't think we'll see much of it on the replay, but there was a good screen on that shot, so a good piece of inventive play there by the Quokkas. This time it's Prosak who manages the quick break. It's what she's so effective at. Gets a shot but misses everything.
And the Quokkas tip it back over behind the net, but Prosak picks it up and tries to get it in front, but no one can pick it up. Botska following it, and it's picked up by Cole Clark. And then carried by Clark into the offensive zone. A one-on-one. Goes for a shot, but it's taken by the pads.
Nice work there by Genevieve Lunt there to shut it down. She was under a lot of pressure. There was a 2-on-none/2-on-1, depending on how you look at it, by the Quokkas. You know, they had a good scoring opportunity, but Lunt was there as the last line of defence and managed to make a pretty good save. Referee's just humming and ahhing about which side the face-off should be, but it's on the bench side. A little bit slightly closer to home if you're from Central Coast. But only by 5 metres or so. It doesn't make that much difference.
And the Quokkas pick off from the drop of it. Winder with a quick pass through the zone, but Crawley isn't managed to get it in time.
I think we're going to be an icing call on that one. Winder's been very effective on that breakout. There's been a number of occasions where she's managed to come up through the side of the rink and make some space. I don't know, it's not an icing, there's an offside on that one. I didn't see it from here, but the referee well placed to see it coming. So Winder, a very dangerous player for the Central Coast.
Crawley
she
wins
gets
the
room to
face-off.
move.
And it's carried by Owen for a shot on goal, and it's just saved, kicked out. Winder going in, shoots it to the middle where there's an opportunity.
So the
and doesn't quite make it across that blue line into the goal.
Central Coast Stingrays absolutely peppering the net for the last 5 minutes. They've put a lot of pressure on the West Australians, and so far they've got 7 shots on in this period. No reward yet, but you can't help but think that it feels almost inevitable that one of them will go in.
Winder with a shot off the face-off. And it's being carried by Crawley there to Winder. Passing into the centre, but it's blocked by some Quokkas. Elwood tries to get a go at it, but it gets carried away. Dwyer with the puck, tipping it back into the zone, and it's tipped out by the Quokkas. Carried by Scene.
Unfortunately, finds the referee's feet. There's a nice breakout attempt there by Ansheen, but she ran into the zebra. So it was not getting through that one.
And Crawley with a shot, a little bit wide and goes into the boards.
Still
Holding on to the
contesting
puck
it.
there.
Crawley's having an outstanding game so far. She's been
Yeah,
in just about everything.
Very strong presence on the puck. Crawley still with the puck at the boards in the corner, trying to get away from this D of Leiber.
Slips it across the front. No deflection. Watson saw that one go through.
Winder tips it back into the corner. And Dutton gets a touch on there, and then it's thrown out by Crawley back into the corner. Winder with the puck, keeping it in the zone. And shot on net goes a bit wide, bit high. And it's tipped up the boards. And it's managed to be taken out by the Quokkas.
Just managing to
great
avoid
save.
the offside. In fact, not a save.
Oh,
That's gone through Lunt and against the flow of the play. They get that quick breakaway. And you've got to give credit there too, not just to the shooter there, but there was also significant contribution on that one from Chloe Sayers, who was skating down the other side of the rink. And you might see this on the replay. It meant that Lund had to watch too. So as the goal scorer, who we don't exactly know who it was yet, so I missed the number. We're not going to see the replay, unfortunately, but you can wind it back on your own time. 1 minute now to go on the period, and we have a 1-goal lead to the Quokkas over the Stingrays. You'd have to say against the flow of the play, but that's how it goes. You get that breakaway goal, and sometimes that's just the way it works. So that was Madeline Antil who scored that one, but with she won't get the assist for it, Sayers. But a big part in that goal with skating down the other side and just creating that little bit of indecision in the mind of Lunt, who then had to watch 2 things instead of the one. And we've got 30 seconds to play in this period. The Stingrays putting...
face-off won by Boxer. A quick shot on net, though, by the Quokkas.
Prosick looking to get that one back quickly as she tries to come down the sideline. I know that's one thing she's extremely effective at, is coming down that right-hand side of the rink. Left-hand side of the rink, sorry. We'll get there
Prosick
eventually.
contesting the puck against Richards, and it's tapped out over to Clark, who's carrying it around.
And that Bartlett with a nice poke check. A little bit of frustration, I think, there for the Central Coast Stingrays in that one. They had the vast majority of the play. For about 10 minutes, they were just peppering the net and putting a lot of pressure on Watson, who a couple of times had a couple of lucky breaks. But on the whole, it was mostly looking like all Stingrays for quite a period of time. But then, as is so often the case in hockey, you get a rapid transition, a bit of a breakout. The Stingrays caught a little high, and that allowed the breakout of Antil and Sayers to come through and bury the puck. And as a result, they are leading by 1 at the end of the first. And we've got an unassisted goal there for Antil. Again, you won't see the contribution for Sayers on the scorecard, but it was a big one by skating down on the opposite side and just forcing Lunt to have to watch 2 things instead of just the one, which does create that extra opportunity. So 1-goal lead at the end of the first to the iceHQ, the West Australian team. And that's a great reward for their effort and their perseverance in defence. It did look pretty grim for them for a little while, but they held out and created some good turnarounds as well. Watch to see, I think, in the second, Prosick with a bit of fire in her belly. And I think also we're going to see some more work from Annie Bartlett. She was a little bit frustrated in the game against the Reds. Did a couple of penalties which were more unfortunate than anything else. There was certainly no malice in what happened. But it does occasionally happen that you win gravity. It does occasionally happen that you will trip someone accidentally. not necessarily a deliberate thing. I don't think the issue was intentional by any stretch of the imagination. He did spend 6 minutes in the penalty box, and that did get a bit of adrenaline through the system, and maybe that will help fight off the fatigue of game 4 of 5. They've got another one after this as well.
Quokkas winning the face-off in possession. Contested well by Winder, though. She takes over and carries the puck behind the net, bringing it out of the zone, and they're migrating back up into their offensive.
So almost an icing there. But the West Australians getting back in time to wipe off their own icing, I guess, for lack of a better expression.
Loose puck around the back of the net, and it's hit out by the Quokkas, but kept onside and then just tapped out again by the Quokkas. Winder with a slow follow-up of the puck. Just bringing it from the corner.
You know, this is where Winder is dangerous. She gets a bit of space. She can make a good move and almost makes a connection pass there to Prosek, but it's incomplete.
And
Prosek straight on that first move. From those face-offs, if Prosek gets good clean puck and some speed and a bit of a wind-up, she's very, very hard to stop.
Crawley chasing the puck up to the side of the boards. Goes to the middle in the high slot position, and they can't quite cash it in.
Yes, guess who was there? Winder finds Prosek on the breakout. Prosek gets past everyone, winds in, takes a shot. And it's in the net. Prosek takes it home, and that gives them a lead. And that's what we've seen her do so many times, and we know how good she is at. We could almost read that play right from the very start. You could see Winder getting possession and then finds the pass. Beautiful pass to Prosek on the move. And with speed, a bit of speed under her, she is very, very difficult to stop indeed. And when she gets close to the net, it's not always going to go in, but it's a pretty good chance. And Prosek manages to make no mistake and give the Stingrays there first to tie things up at 1 goal apiece.
Stingrays with possession, hitting off the boards and into the zone, but it's picked up by Thomas, who is just figuring out what to do with it, following it behind the back of the net, follows it up the boards, looking for a pass, hits it up, goes and just chipped out by Sayers.
West Australians looking for a rapid counter-attack to try and get them that lead back. They've got 12 minutes in the second to go, so it's still very early days in this game.
Dwyer with the puck, but it's taken off by Scene, and she's got some good control of it, but just a little bit of a trip up there.
Didn't have the control of the feet and everything else. And the puck,
no triple
a little bit fortunate there. The referee didn't have the sight line that we did, but has been called for icing on the Stingrays, so the puck will be brought back for a defensive face-off for them. But we know this is where they're so dangerous. From that quick break from the face-off, if they've got the right players on the ice, Prosek can go coast to coast. But not on the ice this time. This time we have Bartlett and the other dynamo in Tanya Crawley, who has been excellent so far for the Stingrays. Can she win the face-off? And she does.
Leiber tries to keep it in. Oh, and we've got a little bit of a fall there by McNabb trying to keep it in.
Crawley finds space, chips the puck, loose puck in front of the zone. But we saw Crawley do it from that face-off. She's done it extremely well. It's one of those little predictions, but I don't always get them right, Britt. But that was a good one as well. You could just see that she was getting set up. As soon as she won that possession, Crawley managed to find a way all the way through just about everyone to get a pretty decent shot on. And it was only some desperate work by Watson that kept her out and stopped the goal from being scored.
Quokkas take possession and running it up the ice. We've got Antil, who tries to pass it over to Bibby, but it's taken by Winder. Tries to pass over to Dutton. Dutton misses it, and it's being followed up in the zone by Hayduck. Hayduck with the puck. Tries to pass to Antil.
Hayduck, the Quokkas captain. She's done a great job. A very, very good, disciplined captain's game. Captain's games through all of the games so far. Puck fired across the front of the net, but not able to finish it, McNabb. And the Stingrays try and rim it around the back, but no one there to tidy it up for them. Maintaining possession now, the Quokkas. Got McNabb up on the point, waiting for the opportunity comes to her. She gets a shot in from a distance, but doesn't get much on it. And as a result, it's intercepted by the Stingrays. Blasting up through the middle is Karen Jones, I think.
And some good contest there for McNabb at the corner. And it's passed over to Antil, who chips it into the neutral zone.
Only as far as The very
Marion
competent
to
hands
Winder.
of Marion, who plays it across. Cole Clark now playing back to D with a bit of time. There's not much of a forecheck on them, but if they do lose possession there, they're in trouble. But Davro not able to intercept it. And the puck down the other end for the Stingrays.
Quokkas in possession of the puck. And we've got Clark bringing it out of the zone.
Just the one defensive player back now for the Stingrays, and that's a badly timed change for them. But a little bit
Breakaway
lucky.
by Dravo.
Very lucky there that Dravo didn't get a good handle on that one because it was in great position.
And Clark tries to go for a sneaky backhand, doesn't quite get control of it. Puck loose in the high slot, but it's chipped out by the Stingrays.
Stingrays clear it out. So there was a little bit of a defensive lapse there by the Central Coast. Allowed that move by the Quokkas, but not quite able to finish it. It was a good opportunity. They had a 2-on-1.
And the puck just flies past everybody in front of the net. And Quokkas take possession. We've got Cameron coming up the ice, goes for a shot, and it's off the pads. Up at the boards. Little bit of contest from Zooks there.
Haydick sitting out on the point for the Quokkas. Unmarked at the moment. It's a good opportunity if the puck comes out to her. She can get a decent shot on. We know she can shoot.
Zook up, and Quokkas keep it in the zone.
There's Dravo there with a nice piece of work, just maintaining zone time. The puck comes out now.
Thomas hitting it back in.
Bartlett
and
playing
kicked
tennis.
back out.
Bartlett
Give
clears
them
the zone
rackets.
again.
And we've got, who's that player?
It's Crawley again having another go, but this time the save is made by Lunt. No, I tell a lie, that's not Lunt. What I'm talking about, that's Watson. Watson swallows that one up and makes it safe. But every time Crawley gets near the puck, you can't help but feel there's a goal on offing. She does move very well coast to coast. And she's also a pretty handy passer. It's not all her. She's not trying to be a superstar. Reads the game very well indeed.
Yeah, she's definitely a player to watch this game.
We're not the ones that award the stars, but I know where I'd be handing them out to at the moment.
McNabb with the puck, and it's hit out by Winder. That was a good defensive play there.
I wonder will be one of those stars for this game for sure. Playing an
Wire.
excellent game.
Thomas hitting it in, and it's picked up, kicked away by Winder, and then carried onto the stick, driving it up the zone. And she's going to go for a shot and goal. Oh, she goes for a pass, and there's no one but Quokkas in the crowd.
Winder had Crawley in the slot, couldn't quite complete the pass.
Winder back with it, picking it up. And she's going to be looking for a pass. Again,
Crawley
doesn't quite make that connection.
Still trying to connect with Crawley, but not quite able to get it. Puck dumped in deep now. Crawley now with the puck, looks for the pass into the slot, being tightly marked.
Dwyer open in the front of the net. Owen off the boards, chipping it behind the net. And Winder for a shot, and just too much traffic there.
Stick check there beautifully by Smythe. Winder tried to get onto it, but Smythe's stick was in the way. Now we've got a two-player forecheck on one. Just got to go back and take the puck behind the net, have a bit of a look. Clears it out nicely, finds Edwards, but not able to control it.
And Owen tries to pick it back up, and it just loses it between her feet. And the Quokkas keep it in the zone. Taken out by Crawley. Good contest for the puck there.
Crawley's been on the
Steering,
ice for a long time now. She'd have to be looking for a change.
Nab away.
Been a pretty long shift.
Crawley still pretty high energy given the amount of shift time.
Starting to get tired. A bit slow getting back to her feet.
And
Now she goes
she's
over
going off.
and gets the change. And we've got too many players on the ice. Not sure which team it is.
I think it's
Someone's
the
getting
Stingrays
pinged
a
for
bit
it.
too eager to get Crawley
Yeah.
off.
So
Oh, no.
No, that's the Quokkas doing a bench penalty, and it's Clark coming over to sit it. But that's 6 players on the ice offence. So that's too many men in men's hockey, but this is not men's hockey, so it's not too many men, too many players. And so we have a power play now for the Central Coast Stingrays, which they would like to, if they can use it, get a goal up. The score at the moment tied up, but wisely, the Quokkas just dump the puck all the way down the end and say, you go get it, bring it up to us. Everyone's tired. You do the work.
Richard said, I've done my job.
You do the work. We're all just going to sit back here and watch.
And And Richards attempts to chuck it back in, but it's picked up by a Stingray. That was Jones there with the puck. Jones tipping it back out and tipped back out again by Richards.
Nice little enterprising shot.
And it's smothered by Lunt.
Lunt there thinking about, do I keep playing the puck? They do have the power play, so they want to keep the puck moving if they can. But she was pressured closely by the Quokkas forecheck. And as a result, she had to freeze it, and that's going to run a bit more time off the clock. The penalty clock hasn't started, so something's gone wrong there. I'm not sure if the scorers are necessarily aware of that, but it looks like they are now. Yep, and it's fixed now. So about 1 minute and 15 seconds to go on that power play for the Stingrays.
Quokkas gain possession off the Stingrays, and they're keeping it in the zone. We've got
one way to kill a penalty
Cameron
is to score goals, of course.
to Dravo.
And getting shots on the net. Smart play there for the West Australians. They're not overcommitting, but they're getting shots on the net, and that forces the game to slow down, and also forces the goaltender to have to do something. And every time a goaltender touches the puck, there's a very small chance it might just go past them. You never know. There is no such thing as a bad shot. That's not strictly speaking true. If there was a really good passing option, there can be a bad shot. But usually there's no such thing as a bad shot.
Quokkas with the win off the face-off. But Stingrays are following it up. We've got Boxka following it up the ice.
Haydock and Richards moving back quickly. They see the threat. As Vicky Prosic moves through the middle, winds up, takes the shot.
Oh, very close shot on goal. It was a good scoring opportunity there, but doesn't quite get it in.
10 seconds to go on the bench penalty, which is being sat by Nicole Clark. She'll be straight back onto the ice behind the play. If the West Australians are fortunate, she might sneak behind the cover.
And
comes on the
Clark's
ice.
back on.
Jumps straight back into the play. The puck came out this way. Unfortunately, she wasn't there for it. But you can see how that can happen. The player sneaks out of the penalty box, and there's that great opportunity.
And Clark's already on the puck. Chipped back in by Richards, and then the Rays clear it out of the zone.
Just under 3 minutes to go in the second. 17 shots to the Stingrays to 9 to the iceHQ for a 1-goal apiece play at the moment. And see now with the puck for the Quokkas, looking for someone to pass to, but it's intercepted by Crawley, who is having an absolute blinder of a game.
And Crawley takes possession of the puck, figuring out what to do with it, chips it to Winder. Winder with it at the back of the net and running it up the ice out of the zone.
Winder looking for passing options, sees no one.
And
blows
so she's
past
going with
Laver.
For a breakaway. Shot on net and wasn't
big juicy
quite
rebound.
Caught, but it didn't go in.
It was a big juicy rebound there, wasn't there, Britt?
Yeah. If only someone followed her up.
Oh,
Crawley
they did.
with a couple of choices there.
Crawley nearly got it past her, but again, there's that nearlies thing. It's like playing snooker or billiards. Nearlies don't count.
Crawley, shot and save, I believe.
So the Central Coast team really do have. Oh no, they've actually that's gone in. We didn't see it,
Snuck
but
under the pads.
Apparently that's a goal, and so that gives the Central Coast Stingrays a 2-1 lead with just under 2 minutes to play in the second. It's been a bit of a force of momentum. They've got a lot of shots on the net, and it's one of those ones of just sooner or later one of them was going to go in.
Yeah, that was a bit unlucky. Thought Watson had the save there, but didn't quite get control of it.
21 shots, something's going to go.
Dutton with the puck, going in for round 2.
And that was Crawley who got it. And reward for effort, Crawley has had a superb game so far, combining with Winder beautifully well on so many occasions.
Yeah, definitely. Up at the boards, Dutton with the puck, chips it over. Stingrays in possession, trying to get it into that high slot, but no one's there to pick it up, and kicked away by Watson. At the back of the net here.
So under a minute to now to go, 45 seconds to play. Stingrays 2 to the Quokkas 1.
And the Quokkas gain possession, that's Clark. Running up the ice. Sorry, that's not Clark, that's Richards.
Putting it in deep and just trying to get that turnover, and as a result, the good forecheck from the West Australians. Loose bobbling puck out the front. Nice shot there by Smythe. And the referee says no goal. And that was Lunt desperately trying to get on top of that one. We'll see this on the replay. It's a great shot and a follow-up second effort rebound. So watch this first save on the replay, and there's a big juicy rebound, and then there's a second effort, and the puck just bounces off. I think the West Australians would be feeling a little bit robbed by that one. But that's how it goes. The referee can only call what they're seeing. It didn't actually cross the line. By the time the referee blew the whistle, it had to stop. So at the end of the second, the Central Coast Stingrays have moved out to a 2-1 lead. It was pretty close, and the goal scored by Tanya Crawley, much deserved. She's had a great game so far, assisted by Narelle Owen. Prosick scored for them as well earlier after the first goal was scored in the first period by the West Australian Antil, who took the first goal and gave the West Australians the early lead. I've been particularly impressed by the play of in particular Sam Winder, who's been doing an excellent job on the breakout and finding Crawley so many times. And every time they get that puck and break it out, they look dangerous. Yeah,
just a really calm play by Sam Winder.
It feels like it's only a matter of time before more of them go in. The Quokkas have been under a lot of pressure, and the shots on the net showing that. It's 11-21, so the Stingrays out shooting the Quokkas by 2-1, and that's the game has only been marred by the one penalty according to our system, and that's Nicole Clark had to sit a bench penalty for the Quokkas for too many players on the ice. So a nice, disciplined, controlled game. Everyone's staying on their feet, no one running into anyone, so that's always nice to see. No injuries and so forth. The Stingrays are without Abatalanjo. In case you're watching this and wondering, she did have a bit of a trip in a game last night. Sorry, no, it was this morning. Yeah. And unfortunately, we hear she has broken her arm. So she will be out for this tournament, and we don't know any more details than that, but we do hope she has a speedy recovery. It was great watching her play, and she will be sorely missed by this Central Coast Stingrays team. She's a great playmaker and a great goal scorer.
Splintered up by a shin pad, we hear.
Yes, improvising is always good. I can't think of a better splint than a shin pad, actually.
No, it's pretty
good solution.
Pretty good, yeah.
Nice padded and rigid.
Does the job.
Here's Prosick coming out of the face-off, as she does so often, gets around everyone, but is driven into the corner, looks for the pass into the slot. Not quite able to make the connection. But how many times has she done that in this tournament? Every time. Just amazing.
A bit hesitant on the puck there by Elwood.
And that's given the Quokkas a chance to have a 2-on-1 now. They've got to play a Lucy in the slot, skating down the middle.
Chips back behind Quokkas, but they managed to steal it back and just kept in over the blue line by Richards and then tapped back out.
This will stretch them a little bit now. They've got 2-on-1, 3-on-1 for the, and it's Prosick who picks up the pass, gets a deke, and they get a second effort shot. Prosick combines, and we are tied up at 2 goals each. Beautiful piece of play there by the Central Coast Stingrays. Watch this on the replay. 3.
Stingrays 3.
Stingrays 3.
To Quokkas 1.
Golly, I'll get it right eventually. They've taken a 2-goal lead. You're absolutely right. Thank you, Britt. It's been a long weekend already. But you said it was a beautiful play. It ended up being a 3-on-none, and they got the first shot in. Prosick got that shot in. An initial save was made by Watson, but there was the rebound that got capitalised on, and then that was often it's that second one that's so hard to save. Stingrays now out to, as Britt points out, a 3-1 lead.
And Stingrays pretty eager to get another goal. They're taking the puck back into the offensive zone. That's Crawley.
And this time Crawley draws the penalty, and the Quokkas will be spending 2 in the naughty room.
And that looks like Leiber's coming off for that.
Leiber's coming off for either a trip or a hook. Her stick definitely did get tangled up in Crawley's feet. And so the Stingrays with the power play.
Crawley winning the face-off for the Stingrays and chipped in by Bartlett. Looking for another pass. Pretty slow, but Bartlett manages to grab it with a shot.
Bartlett with a good shot on the net. Forced the pad save. I'm quietly hoping Bartlett does manage to score a goal. I'm a bit of a fan of her. I love the way she plays.
Yeah, she's very on it. And the puck is being driven up by Hayduck. And up the boards with Cameron to the back of the net. And Owen picks up that missed puck.
Owen with room makes the connecting pass across, but it's only as far as the boards, and the West Australians try and drive the puck down the other end, but guess who's there to clean it up and intercept it and keep it in play? That was Crawley. Bartlett now has a bit of room. Just manages to chip the puck in, but the West Australians clear it out.
Yeah, hitting the back of Hayduk's skate. And Hayduck manages to follow it up, trying to gain possession. Stingrays still stick handling, lying down on the ice.
Get on your feet, get on your feet.
Can do this in her sleep, she says.
Bartlett has a collision in the ice, mid-ice there with McNabb. No harm, no foul on that one.
And the puck's being followed by Hayduck in their own zone.
And this will give the West Australians a bit of time to dump the puck out of the zone, which is exactly what they do, forcing all of the Central Coast players to come back onside, which is buy some time, and they just return the favour. And we'll play a little bit of tennis here.
Elwood a bit slow to shoot that puck, but hits it over to Owen. Who's coming in for a shot. Very light shot on goal, but it just hits the hip of Watson.
It's a big juicy rebound, but no one where to take it as Anthill comes in with a chance. Gets a shot away through a little bit of a screen. There's a lot of Stingrays down there to tidy up the mess.
Elwood passing it over.
West Australians with a pretty good penalty kill so far. They've created a number of opportunities and pretty much denied the Central Coast any real scoring chances. They had one earlier on. Got a nice rebound, but they couldn't take advantage of it. And just 5 seconds now to go on the penalty.
Thomas picking up a
Lieber back on the ice now. And we are back to 5-on-5 hockey.
And Lieber going off for a change. Kept in by Thomas and just knocked out.
With 10 minutes to go in the third, we have the Stingrays with a 3-1 lead over the iceHQ.
And Winder tries to make a pass, couldn't quite connect the stick to the puck, but manages to get it to a Stingray anyway, off the rebound.
And that's Chloe Parker just wisely pushing the puck into the corner. It comes back out to
Winder
again, who just pops it in.
And Dravo takes control of the puck, chipping it into the zone off the pad of Lunt. Clark with the puck at the boards. Hayduck.
Just not able to get a handle on that puck there. Dutton was just a little bit stuck and couldn't clear the puck out. And as a result, the West Australians still with zone time. This time they clear it out.
And it's a race to the puck.
Oh, big juicy rebound in the front of the slot. But the West Australians get there first and clear the puck out. Pretty happy about that one. It's like there it was, and there was no way that wasn't going in if a Stingray got there first.
Yeah, and that was a good hit by Bartlett just there, pretty clean. And Richards with the puck go for a very dainty shot.
Not sure she'd appreciate it being called dainty, Britt. And she'd say, I didn't quite get onto it as much as I wanted to, but I put it in front of the net and it was a shot. What is dainty? Delicate? Come on, it's hockey.
Just calling what I see, Carl.
Goon it up.
Dutton with the puck behind the net. Passing it over, Quokkas gain possession, hitting, and it's stolen away by Marion. Marion trying to get it off the boards, contested by 2 Quokkas. And then it's taken over. And the Quokkas hit it out of the zone. Stingrays migrating over to the puck.
Just a little bit of the heat's gone out of this game in this, a little bit of a lull in the momentum. But, that will pick up as soon as something interesting happens. McNabb now trying to make a drive down the side, but comes back to Thomas for the Quokkas, who drives it in, but it's picked off by none other than Vicky Prosek, who, when she has that space around the side, she makes room, cuts across the front, gets a shot, but this time up to the task was Watson. And he's just pushed into the corner.
Prosek again, and just a bit wide, hit off the pads there. Prosek is very eager to get this puck up the back of the net.
You know how dangerous she is. She gets the puck, she wants to score goals, and you can just see it. She's great at it. So a very, very potent player.
Oh, Winder tries to keep it in, but just loses the puck over the blue line. And it's picked up by McNabb. McNabb goes for a sneaky pass, but there's not quite that connection with Seam.
Here comes Winder. She's got Prosek up the ice looking for it and finds it, but not able to complete the pass. And Prosek will go for a change.
McNabb again with the puck. And it's picked up, and we've got Crawley with the puck, going for a shot. And
Crawley
cookie
around
jar.
everyone. Crawley goes around everyone, including the goalie. This time she handcuffs Watson and tucks the puck away. And that is a gentle shot if you watch this. There's no, you could call this one delicate, but have a look. She just eases the puck around the back of the goalie. There's a big gap there behind the pads and just tucks it through for a 4 goals now to the Stingrays, 1 to the Quokkas. It's not over yet, but it's looking bad for the West Australian team to win this one. That won't do much to the ladder, but it will certainly solidify the Stingrays' position on the top.
Owen with the puck around the back of the net, driving up and into the neutral zone where the Quokkas are ready. Richards over to Hayduck. Hayduck back into the neutral. Zooks. And the Quokkas gaining back possession. Cameron on Owen. Owen manages to take it back. And it's taken by Zooks over with Crawley. And Crawley running up with the puck. It's a 4-on-1 here on Crawley. And it's kept in the zone by Elwood. And then just chipped out by Zooks. And she's going for a quick change. Winder with the puck up the back of the net. Slowing it down, having a look for a pass. And we've got Dwyer running in to grab that one.
Just over 5 minutes to go in this third period. The Stingrays out to a 4-1 lead. They've outshot the iceHQ 26-15, according to the scorers.
44-on-44 here. Up in the corner, shoots it up. And Winder tries to get a stick on that. Doesn't quite get it, but it's kept by the Stingrays. And taken by Clark. Clark to Winder. Winder chips it back into the zone. Clark finding that puck coming up behind. Little contest with Winder and Clark at the boards in the corner. And Quokkas managed to... Winder kicks it out into the Quokkas zone.
They're looking for that big stretch pass across to Cassandra Dutton, but not quite able to get onto it. Just about 5 centimetres too far in front of her on the run. But it was a good option.
Picked up from the neutral zone by Marion. Marion shot on net, and it just goes a bit wide, bit behind.
Just another one of those kind of lofted shot passes that we've seen quite a lot of through this tournament. Players trying to lift the puck up a little bit, and as a result, there's not a lot on it. So when they try and lift the puck up, there's a little bit of sort of hoiking, if you like, or trying to lob the puck in. It doesn't have much power on it. Just give the goalie a little bit too much time.
Yeah. Parker with the puck. And a little bit of congestion there with Parker and Dravo. Quokkas with the puck behind the net. Trying to hit it out. Tries to pass it, but there's only Stingrays in the way. But the Quokkas managed to get it out of the zone, and that was Sayers hitting it out.
We're into the CCM final 4 minutes of this game with a 3-goal lead to the Quokkas. 3-goal lead to the Stingrays. Will the Quokkas pull the goalie or not? With a 3-goal lead, maybe. They might be thinking about trying to retain percentage.
Yeah.
They want to get their goal percentage up as high as they can in case it comes down to a count back on points to get the highest position that they can on the ladder.
McNabb with a shot attempt. Hits the back of the post. And kept in by Leiber. Ooh, and that was a fall by Scene. Bit of a stick check. And McNabb with the puck. Looking for a passing opportunity, but it's intercepted by Gillies. McNabb back with the puck. Chips it out into the neutral zone and picked up by Marion. And Till chasing the puck around the back of the net. Tries to go for a wraparound, but skids onto the ice instead. Losing the puck behind her. Puck in the corner where got possession. And the Quokkas take possession in the neutral zone with Hayduck. Hayduck up the boards. And it is Boxcar who manages to steal it away. Antil. And over to Posca. Shoots it in. Richards between her feet. Can't quite see it. McNabb picks it up. And Posca goes running in for a shot and gets tripped away.
Just couldn't quite hold the puck there. We've got just over 90 seconds to play in this period. At 4-1 lead by the Quokkas. Looks pretty safe. The Stingrays looks pretty safe. I don't think the Quokkas are going to pull the goalie. They're probably trying to retain percentage. They don't want to risk the extra goal. The Stingrays will be quite happy just to run the clock down at the moment. They've got a commanding number of points at the moment. Their plus minus is very high, so the number of goals scored against, the number of goals scored against them is very high. Puts them well and truly on top of the standings. Not only are they undefeated, but they've got a very high plus-minus ratio.
Some good contests by the Stingrays here in their offensive. Crawley and Owen both with some heavy presence on the puck. Crawley back with it now. 3-on-1. Back to Owen, back to Crawley. And tries to go for a shot, but it's blocked by the feet of Richards. And a shot again.
A little backhand pass there by Crawley trying to find a connection across the front of the net. It doesn't happen. We're down to 40 seconds to play in this game 11. Can the Quokkas get another goal and just make them feel a little better, give them some momentum going into their last game of the regular program? They will make finals, both of these teams, but the question is by how much. And the Crawley just ran into way too many yellow and black jerseys to get through there.
Richards tries to hit it up, but it's screened by Elwood.
And with under 10 seconds now to go, it's pretty safe to say that this one is going to not change the score. Puck belts down the other end, and that winds up the game 11, and it is the West Australian Quokkas 1, the Central Coast Stingrays 4. They outshot them 27-18 in the end, so the West Australian team did have a better third period, and they did pick it up in terms of shots on the net. But goals in that game for the Quokkas. Madeline Antil got one early on unassisted. And in the second period, it was Prosick from Winder and then Crawley from Owen did well to get the Stingrays up to a 2-1 lead. And then Mish Broska from Prosick picked up a beautiful rebound. And then Crawley got the last one for the Stingrays to go out to a 4-1 lead at the end of that. So what that does to the state of the onion at the moment is the Stingrays have now got a total of 8 points. And that puts them in a position where only one team can challenge them for the top of the ladder, and that's the Reds. But the plus-minus ratio for the Reds, unless the Reds open up a massive scoring margin, you can pretty much guarantee that the Stingrays are going to finish on top. So they will be in the 1-4 grand final, 1-4 semi-final tomorrow morning, and then the Quokkas will make finals. The question will be, will they be in the 1-4 for a rematch of this one or the 2-3? That remains to be seen. We'll see how that one pans out. We'll be able to let you know a little bit more about that after the next game. The next game will be the Melbourne Furies against the Melbourne Reds. The Furies, an interesting team. When Jackwitz and Edmonds are on, they are very effective. Sarah Edmonds has scored all of their goals. If the Reds can shut her down, I'd be watching to see an interesting matchup. I have a sneaking suspicion that every time Edmonds gets on the ice for the Furies, you'll probably see Neve Gallagher for the Reds on the ice matching up against her. That's the sort of challenge that Gallagher loves to have. So I suspect, Britt, that's what we'll see. Every time Edmonds jumps on the ice, you will see Gallagher jumping on as well from the Reds to match her up. But we'll see what happens with that one in about 10 minutes or so. We're about to get our ice cut. 5:45 now. We would be expecting to have that game at 5:55, but it's going to be 6 o'clock. So we'll see it. We'll be back with you at around about 5:55 to introduce the Furies and the Reds for Game 12. So until then, hang on to your hats.